Well, we're back again for another week of Te Akau TV, joined this week by Te Akau Racing Manager Reece Trumper. Reece, you've had a big week in Sydney inspecting horses in the Hunter Valley and the upcoming sales, I guess, of the Magic Millions and later in the English Easter sales as well. Did you like what you saw?
We had an outstanding trip. Having Marcus, Corbin, and Dave there, I'm learning from the best for what you look at in horses. And we saw some outstanding yearlings from some great farms. And I'm really looking forward to the Magic Million sale. We've had a lot of success, including from the last year's sale and the year before. Obviously, Captured by Love and Move to Strike both came out of there a couple of years ago, and we've already unleashed a horse called Return to Conquer. So we have a lot of luck out of the Magic Millions sale, and long may it continue.
Excellent. How's Return to Conquer going since his dominant win the other day?
He's back in the stable. He came back in on Wednesday, and he looks sensational. So he had 10 days off, and he's really come on since then. So we'll just tick him over quietly for a couple of weeks before we make some concrete plans, but the horse is looking really good.
Excellent. Well, this week we're going to have a look at the races there at Ellerslie. We've got the Group 3 Bone Crusher Stakes with a runner in Unbridled Joy in that race. We've got the Group 1 runner down in the TAB Classic in Perfect Scenario. And there's a couple of runners there across at Ballarat, including It's a Wild Night and the listed Ballarat Cup. So we might just kick off there at Ellerslie, and we are going to look at race number 6. So the Group 3 Bone Crusher Stakes, Unbridled Joy, draws barrier 11 with Wiremu Pin on board.
Now we're gelding. His mind's really on the job now, so really happy with the way he's coming up. Actually, his trial at Taupo was really good. Wiremu Pin was thrilled with his work, and the draw makes it hard for us, but we'll probably be in the second half of the field. He is out of a high chaparral mare, and we have in long-term thoughts that he could be a Derby horse. I know it's not normal for a Schnitzel to get that type of trip, but he does settle in his races, and obviously he's got the pedigree to back him to get that trip. But whatever he does do on Saturday is going to improve off.
And the second runner of the day there in race number 7, the Barfoot and Thompson 1400, Francie for Hanui Studs. She seems to strike some pretty good form this time of year. I remember she won on Boxing Day last year.
Yeah, third up too. That really does help her. She's got a good third up record, and her last start was very good. The step up the 1400 meters is ideal for her. She likes racing right-handed, and we couldn't be any happier with her. The draw, she's drawn well. Vinnie Colgan gets on with her really well, so expect to see a big finish. It is a step up in field shape since her last start at Tauranga, but she can definitely handle herself in that race.
Excellent. Down the line there, Trentham and Wellington. We kick off in race number 1, the 2-year-old race over 1,000 meters. Maricopa Falls lines up here for Fortuna Racing. What can we expect to see from this filly?
Not often we take a 2-year-old to the races. That only ran last in their trial, but her last was very good. She could have actually won the trial. She had no luck whatsoever. She's got a lot of ability. Obviously, Hellbent's a very unknown sire in New Zealand, but he's a very good sire. She's a big, rangy sort of mare. Drawn a nice low barrier. Craig Rules rides the 2-year-olds very well, so she's definitely right up there to win it.
Another charge for Fortuna Racing and Star Shadow lines up in race number 3, the 3-year-old handicap over 1,400 metres.
Happy with her. The 1,400 metres first up will be ideal off her pedigree. Obviously, she's going to improve off it, but she's drawn a nice barrier. She should get into a good spot, and Michael McNabb's riding incredibly well, so it wouldn't surprise us if she was right in the finish either.
Race number 4, the Ginny and Holmes Wellington 1400, maidens at a time. Class, probably unlucky not to win their last start at Riccarton.
Yes, he was, obviously. Probably just went a bit hard too early, so we're taking the blinkers off. Shadow Roll on, his work's been very good. Be interesting how Luke rides him from the draw. We'll kind of just leave it up to him. He's an international jockey, obviously. You don't have to give them too many instructions. So we're happy to have him in New Zealand. But the horse is looking good and expect him to race well.
Race number 5, the Totara Lodge 1400 open handicap. El Viento carries the lightweight there of 54 kilos with Joe Doyle on his back.
Yeah, look, time's ticking's obviously ruined the race with the weights, but look, if the horse is up to it, if he's up to stakes level grade, he kind of needs to be putting his best foot forward in this race, and we'll get a good line on where he's at. And if he was to run really well, it does open up a lot of doors for his summer assignments.
Race number 8 there, the Group 1 TAB Mufasa Classic, weight for age over the mile. Perfect scenario. Not bad form there in the south. Can he find similar form in the north?
Look, he's going really well. This horse is running the Copeland's Mile with 60 kilos was massive. Lily Sutherland's riding incredibly well. She obviously won the TAB Mile down at Riccarton. She won the Wanganui Cup last Saturday. So she's a very fit, healthy jockey, and she'll get a good run in transit from that draw, and she'll try right to the line, and so will the horse. He always puts his best foot forward. So, look, obviously Group 1s aren't easy, and he hasn't had too many opportunities in them, the horse, but I'm sure he's going to be right on the finish.
And two that Quinella the race there on Cup Day at Riccarton, and Mel Mason and Insatiable line up again here, a bit further north up in Trentham in a similar type race.
Yeah, both going really well as well. Obviously, Insatiable put 2 great efforts in at Riccarton. A bit stiff probably not to win on the last day, but he's going well. You just got to get a bit of cover with him, get him relaxed and breathing, or else he can overdo it. But he's raced well at Trentham in the past, so we're happy to have him back there. And Mal Mason, obviously, his record speaks for himself. He's going very well, 4 or 5 in his last 5 starts. So expect him to race well, and Opie back up is a massive help.
Over to Cranbourne for the Ballarat Cup meeting. We don't have any runners until 6:20 New Zealand time, where Savoir Fair takes his place there in the Global Turf BM84 2,000 metre race. Last start winner on Cranbourne Cup Day.
It's going really well. Speaking to Mark this morning, he's really happy with the horse. Bit of rain forecast won't hurt him whatsoever. So that'll bring him into it with that draw. How we ride him, we always look to ride him a bit quieter, let him get relaxed and breathing. He's got an explosive turn of foot. Our main aim with him is the Pakenham Cup. So you'd expect him to race very well in this if the rain was to come, but he certainly will need luck from the draw.
And race number 9 there at 7 p.m. It's a Wild Night. Very unlucky there last night in the Cranbourne Cup, getting no luck in between runners. Unfortunately, drawn wide in barrier 19. Daniel Stackhouse takes them out from Blake Shin.
Yeah, look, the horse just poked up 3 wide on him and just pestered him. Blake couldn't take off at the half mile, unfortunately, and he just didn't get any running room whatsoever. The horse is going really well, and he proved that he can handle the class of horse over there. Obviously, the draw doesn't help us, but if the rain was to come, obviously it would be the place to be. He has won on a wet track in the past, but he'd be an unlikely runner if it got too heavy. But the horse is going really well, and wherever he does run, he will race well.
Excellent. That wraps up Saturday's runners. A handful of runners take their place at Te Rapa on Sunday, and we kick off in race number 1, the Shackle Electrical 1150. Santa Rally, the 4-year-old mare by Darcy Brahma, and a last start trial winner, looks a horse with some ability.
She's a lovely mare now that the Akau stud have given us to train. Obviously, we've had a lot of luck with Darcy Brahma with the Akau stud breed. We brought Karma Lass off them for the Lindsays, so it's a breed that we know well of. Look, draw doesn't help us. We'll have to go back. She is a horse that can get up and over race, but Woodamoo Pin takes the ride. He's riding well for the stable, and whatever she does do on Sunday, she will improve off.
Excellent. Race number 4, the Mark Wyborn 1400 maiden. Harkonnen, the well-named son of Satterville, takes his place. Drawn barrier 1 with Woodamoo Pin on board.
Beautifully bred horse, 1400 suits. Inside draw, not ideal. He's going to probably get locked away in a tricky position. But as long as he's fine in the line and looking to step up over more ground, we'll be happy.
And the last runner of the day there in race number 7, the Mike Fraser-Jones of Bailey's Mile, rating 65 benchmark. Akini for Trelawney stud there, draws barrier 2 with Woodamoo Pin on board.
Disappointing last start at Wanganui. She probably should have done a little more than what she did, but the visor blinkers go on. Her work was very good on the grass on Wednesday. Woodamoo Pin was absolutely thrilled with her. So look, from the draw, we'll try and get her into a good spot. But obviously, you'd like to see more than what you saw last time, but the mile should suit with the visor blinkers on for the first time.
Excellent. That wraps up the runners for the weekend. Reece, where are we going for the best bet?
Look, I think we'll have to wait until the last at Trentham. I think Mal Mason, he's a proper racehorse, and he should race very well.
Excellent. Mel Mason there in the last at Trentham. Next week, Reece, we're off to Te Rapa there for Cup Day. It's a pretty good, cool day there with the J-Swap Sprint as well as the Kala Zuzu Stakes. Can we expect to see many runners of the team lining up next Saturday?
Yeah, we've got a lovely team of horses ready to race again. Campionessa's looking to go back-to-back in the Cowlai Zuzu. What You Wish For and Petrucci will be there in the J-Swap Sprint. And we've had a lot of luck out of that 2-year-old race. We could have a couple of runners there. We've won that race. We've moved to Strike, Trobriand, sort of state. So we have an unbelievable record there, and hopefully we can keep that going too.
Excellent. Well, all the best for the weekend race, and we'll catch you again sometime soon.